Vice President Vance is set to meet with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky at the Munich Security Conference later this week. Meanwhile, President Trump says he's spoken with Russian leader Vladimir Putin and is making progress on ending the nearly 3-year-long war in Ukraine. Joining us now to discuss what comes next is retired Brigadier General Peter Zwack. The general is now a global fellow at the Wilson Center and the author of Swimming the Volga, a U.S. Army officer's experiences in pre-Putin Russia. Great to have you with us at such an important time. President Trump claimed he could end this war within 24 hours. Trump's envoy, Keith Kellogg, says the goal is now about 100 days, which gets us towards May. What do you make of where the war stands and how the new Trump administration is likely to impact it?
Good morning, Errol. Thanks for having me. It's a big question. First of all, as everything else is swirling in the world, this war continues, and it is still a battering ram of a war. No war of its size since the Second World War in the West, and within no real end in sight, though these discussions are ostensibly going to happen. The war right now, if you frame it, the main front is what everybody is talking about, is the Donbass. And that's one of the four, if you will, regions that Putin has annexed for Russia, though the Ukrainians are still in half of it. And it's full of minerals, full of natural resources, and which will probably play a role in these discussions, certainly with the president. And the Ukrainians have punched into an area called the Kursk region, site of the dramatic World War II battle, and they're still there in Russia half a year later. Most of us thought that they would be in and then out, but they're there.
And
it's
General, let me just ask in our last few seconds what you make of the President Trump saying that those minerals in Ukraine are crucial and the U.S. should receive some of the profits because of the investment in supporting Ukraine.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's very transactional. I think it would be best if it were done privately, this type of discussion. Ukraine is full of rare earths. China kind of covets them, and agriculture. And so, yes, it will be a point of pressure, and I hope that it is negotiated well. It is part of Ukraine's natural resources, its wealth. One reason that the Russians want it and want to keep it. This will be a major, they've got to figure out something else, Yeah. Now, the last thing here is that at least there are ways being looked at offsetting our expenditures as a dialogue getting into an end game. But the bottom line is the United States, England, and other countries should not make a deal over Ukraine's head with Russia.
And Ukraine relies on the U.S. for 40% of its military needs. General Peter Zwack, great to have your insight on this topic today. Thank you for joining us.